Our story begins with the view of a rundown temple with a group of people standing at its door asking if there was anybody inside. A young boy who is our protagonist steps out of the gate of the temple under the heavy rain looking at the men who were knocking. Seeing such a young boy before them, the men were shocked. The men, having been soaked by the rain, are standing there with thunder flashing behind them, giving off the vibes of a group of villains. We see a man who looks to be the leader of the group thinking to himself that who would have thought someone would be living in the shutdown martial academy. He calls out to our boy, calling him young warrior and asking if they could spend the night there to avoid the rain. Our boy looks at them silently, thinking, who are these people? And why do they greet him politely despite even though he was just a kid? We see the men offering our boy a martial fist in hand bow greeting, while asking himself if they think that he is a martial student of this academy and also thinks that they don't look like bad people. Our boy also offers them his fist in hand greeting and tells them that he's also told them that he too settled in the closed academy just a few years ago and tells them they can stay wherever they want. But they shouldn't go into the pavilion just behind as he's already using that one, but they can use the others. We see the leader thanking our boy and assuring him that they would do just as he told them. The leader then turned to his men and command them to seek shelter from the rain in the other pavilions available, but they shouldn't go near our homeboy's crib. He asks them sternly if they understood, to which the men replied yes while calling him patriarch. The men quickly disperse while our boy, looking at the men, sees the tag on their clothes with the word Tang. He thinks to himself if they are all from the same clan, and that he is curious about the kind of people that they are. We see our boy returning to his pavilion while thinking that he's got other things to do and that it's time for dinner for the kids. What kids would a kid have? On getting to his house, we see our boy's mood changes as he's jumping and running while calling guys it's time to eat. Our boy runs to a pot and opens it while laughing. Inside we see about 8 little crickets. We see our boy carrying the pot while saying he was almost late, and that they must be starving. He goes to a bigger pot and opens the lid, and then we see the contents inside, which is a cute spider with big eyes called the black earth tiger. Our boy goes on to explain that the tarantula is a large species that grows up to 20 m, and its unique stripes are reminiscent of a black tiger. Our boy tells Black to eat up, while holding one of the crickets with a chopstick. We believe Black is the name of our cute spider. He then asks what would have happened to him if they haven't been there. We see our cute spider fiercely chomp on the grasshopper while our boy thinks that he's got a nice reaction. Our boy says that just a while ago that Black was just like the size of a fingernail but has already shed its shell twice and grown up. He felt so happy seeing that. Our boy turns away while thinking that since Black has had his fill, then it's time for the other guy, and then he walks up to a cabinet full of drawers which he pulls owner of the drawers open, and inside we see a little orange striped gecko which is called the bewangling cave gecko. Our boy takes out one of the grasshoppers to feed the gecko while commenting that he had no money in his previous life so he couldn't get one of them, but now if he goes outside he could literally just find one of these guys. Whole our boy is distracted, the gecko jumps and bites our boy's hand along with the poor grasshopper. Our boy is shocked and freaks out. He shrieks while shaking his hands frantically to get Mr. Gecko off. The bite is so painful that our boy starts to remember his previous life. It turns out that before he came into this body he was a streamer who has 1 million subscribers. And he was a special biologist called Spicy Fabre. His main content was about poisonous insects and animals. But he had a problem that happened during his live broadcast to celebrate reaching 1 million subscribers. He had traveled to Africa to study the top 10 most dangerous vipers in the world, which the number 1 and most dangerous of them all being the black mamba. It was also considered to be the most aggressive. His travel to Africa to find had been the situation leading to his death. Turns out our boy had captured the snake and brought it to his apartment but had mistakenly lost it and was unable to show it to his viewers during his live stream. Our boy has searched so hard for the black mamba with no results. But who would have thought that despite all his searches with no results, the snake would be curled up on top of his refrigerator the whole time. Just when our boy puts his hand on the refrigerator, the snake lunged and plunged its venomous teeth on our boy's hand, instantly pouring deadly venom into his bloodstreams. Our boy has got no other choice than to die painfully. And that is how our boy happened to reincarnate and got to be in the body of our young protagonist, while lamenting about the efforts he had put into searching for the snake. We see the leader of the Tang clan men standing at the door of our boy calling and asking if he was inside, which gave our boy a fright. On opening the door, he asks the leader if there was something wrong, which he answered that he was just there to thank our boy for giving them shelter from the rain, and that he wants to know if our boy would like to join them for dinner. He tells our boy that they caught a deer, to which our boy's eyes get wide open on hearing there'd be meat. Our boy thinks to himself that he can't remember the last he's had a good meal since all he's been eating have only been snakes and lizards. Our boy immediately agrees and tells the leader that he'd be very grateful if they could share it with him, which the leader replies and tells him that they should go. Our boy gets there to find that the men have already set up camp and a bonfire with the meat dripping wet oily juice that gets our boy drooling. Our boy can't stop drooling while the leader looks at him while smirking. The leader then tells our boy that the meat would still take some time before it gets ready. Meanwhile, he's got a few questions to ask our boy. Our boy thinks to himself that he must have been staring at the meat on the fire for too long, and then tells the leader to go ahead while calling him elder. The leader asks our boy if he lives alone, while we get to know that the place where our boy is staying is called the Hainan Mountain Range, which the abandoned martial academy is located. The leader also asks our boy how old he is. Our boy thinks for a while and then tells the leader that he thinks he's 14 years old, which the leader, surprised by his answer, asks him if he thinks. Our boy then decides to make up a lie and tells the leader that when he was a child, he hit his head on something and ever since he's been unable to remember much. The leader feels touched and then asks our boy if he's been living here all alone by himself, to which our boy replies that yes, that he doesn't have any talents and all he does is to catch snakes and sell their skins to make a living. The leader comments that catching snakes is dangerous, to which our boy replies that he's used to it, so it's fine. During the conversation, an elder with white hair walks up to our boy and the leader, telling them that he brought the cooked part of the meat, and tells our boy that he can eat first while commenting that he must be very hungry, at the same time calling him young warrior. Our boy thanks the leader and tells him that it's been a long time since he's eaten meat. Our boy immediately bites into the meat and the sweet juices pour into his mouth. Our boy thinks to himself that this could one be happiness. The elder and the leader at the sides comments that our boy is eating so well while our boy ravenously devours his meat. The leader tells our boy that he can listen while he eats, to which our boy gets a question mark on his face. The leader tells our boy that they are looking for something and asks our boy if he's seen anything strange around. Our boy asks the leader what he means by strange, and the leader replies that he doesn't know if he should say it outright. The leader calls out to the leader, calling him patriarch and telling him that they owe our boy a small favor so they can tell him. He also tells the leader that since our boy doesn't know, that he wouldn't get into any trouble, and besides our boy lives alone, so he's sure he won't be telling anyone about it. The leader agrees with the elder, saying he is right, while also calling the white-haired old man father. The leader then dramatically tells our boy what they are looking for while beginning and dragging his sentence slowly with "we," and then rushes to tell our boy that they have come to find a centipede with blue spots on its body. Our boy gets surprised while asking if they were really looking for a centipede with blue spots on its body. The leader tells our boy that he's right, that they really are looking for a centipede with blue spots on its body, and that they call it the blue spot centipede. Well, that's obvious if you ask me, and it's so big that our boy must have seen it before. Our boy only catches the word big from the sentence of the leader and asks how big it is while holding his meat in his hand. The leader thinks and tells our boy that if it's an adult, that he thinks it can easily swallow someone as big as our boy. This gives our boy a scare, while thinking that there's a centipede so big that it can swallow a person. And he thought that all these while he's been thinking that he went just a few hundred years back in time, but it turns out that he's in a different world all along. The elder coughs and tells our boy not to worry, that they've come to catch the thing. Our boy, while holding his meat with both hands, asks them if they've come to catch it and raise it, while both the leader and the elder simultaneously asks, "Raise it." The word of our boy has the elder thinking to himself while smoothing his beards and acting mysteriously. But then they start laughing. The elder says raising a blue spot centipede does sound interesting, with the leader commenting that our boy is very funny. The elder tells our boy, who is holding his meat with both hands, our boy sure loves his meat, that how could they raise a blue spot centipede, but rather that they are going to catch it and use it as medicine. This has our boy confused while thinking to himself that he thought they were traders, but it turns out they are just drug traffickers. He then asks them how could a centipede be used as a medicine. The elder then explains to our boy that his granddaughter is lying in bed with a serious illness, and that only the inner core if the centipede can be used to save his granddaughter, so they are trying to find it. Our boy then thinks to himself that they are trying to feed her anything since she's already on the verge of death, that he doesn't think centipedes can be used as medicines, but there's nothing that parents won't do for their children, and that although he feels pity for the centipede, but because they have treated him to meat, which happens to have disappeared, then he should help them. Our boy was about telling them about the centipede, but the leader anxiously asks if he has seen it, but our boy replies no, that he hasn't seen it, and the leader is seen to be disappointed. And our boy continues that, however, although he doesn't know what the blue spot centipede is, he thinks he knows where they can find it. Our boy says this while grinning, and starts dramatically thinking that although he Spicy Fabre has once died to a snake bite, he is more confident than anyone else in terms of poisonous animals. And among the 8,700,000 species, only 20,000 are known to be poisonous. And he has each and every one in his head. We then see a magical scene of books floating and spinning rapidly around our boy until one settles in front of him, which he opens up, and we get to see the words, "The Encyclopedia of Centipedes," written on it. And our boy thinks with fervor that when it comes to poisonous animals, everything is in the palm of his hands, and centipedes are not an exception. We then see the book open page by page rapidly until it gets to a page that enlightens our boy, and then our boy comments that he has found it. All these took place in the mind our boy. Our boy opens his eyes and tells the people around him that he might know where the giant centipede that they're looking for can be found. The leader and the elder were shocked and quickly asks our boy where they can find it. Our boy thinks for a while and asks them to tell him their areas which they have searched for before and when. The leader then tells our boy that they've searched the north and eastern part of there, and they mainly searched during the day, and they focused on the riverside in the north. Our boy thinks to himself that that could be the reason why they couldn't find it. Our boy then replies to them that of course they couldn't find it in any of those places, and the leader and elder gets surprised with the elder asking our boy what he means by "of course," and if our boy can tell them why. To which our boy replies "sure," and starts telling them about centipedes and that they belong to the Arthropoda phylum and the Colopida class, so they have a wide range of territory. We then see a picture of a cute chubby centipede having the time of its life wrapped in a blanket with bags of chips and a can of soda by its side. Our boy continues that centipedes being cold-blooded needs shelter for regulation of temperature and humidity. And that another interesting fact is that unlike most insects with a waterproof layer, centipedes have weak waterproofing and pores on their shells, so they don't actually prefer wet places. He tells them that it is an animal that needs high humidity but dislikes wet places, yet it can't survive long without water. So the blue spot centipede is less likely to be found in jungles or by the river. The elder says that this is unbelievable and that he thought that centipedes have always preferred places like rotten wooden cracks. Our boy then replies that they can definitely find the smaller ones there, but they said that they are only looking for the bigger ones, and the big ones can't stay in the jungle or rocks by the river because that way they can't find a place to hide. Both the leader and the elder gets a sudden realization. The leader stammers and asks our boy where he thinks they can find the blue spot centipede, and that if they can actually find it where our boy says it is, they will give him a huge reward. Our boy grins, points, and tells them the west. He tells them that he thinks they should check the Rocky Mountains to the west. Our boy thinks to himself that centipedes like to rest under warm rocks during the day and roam at night. The scene then shifts to the mountains and we see a group of men moving about, and it seems like they are looking for something. We see a man standing on a pointed rock with his hands behind his back and the moon behind him, giving off the visual of an immortal who descended to the earth. It turns out that the man is the patriarch of the Tang clan who looks to be in deep thoughts. A warrior then walks up to him while calling him and asking if our boy could have been wrong. This left the leader thinking if really our boy was wrong. The leader then tells the warrior that they should call it a day and he should fire the signal arrow and gather the search team while he drops from the rock with a cool move. We then see the flare which the warrior fired into the sky. And the members of the Tang clan gather around a bonfire with some complaining about how tired they were. There's a conversation with two men, with one asking why they couldn't find the damn centipede, while one comments that our boy seemed quite sharp, so he shouldn't have made a mistake. They all turn to look at their leader, who is seating quietly in front of the bonfire while thinking about his daughter Waun, who is considered the most exceptional talent in the history of the Tang family. The leader gets emotional while asking himself if the heavens have truly given up on her. His touching moment is interrupted when a warrior shouts that the Grand Patriarch has returned. This awakens the leader, who turns to look at his father and asks that he's back. The men gather together, with the elder incredulously asking if the Patriarch failed to find it today as well, to which the Patriarch replies yes. The leader asks if he failed too, and the elder shyly replies yes. The elder then comments that his granddaughter Waun can probably hold on for at most 3 months probably, but he doesn't know if they can the centipede within 10 days. There is a short silence between them before the leader eagerly asks his father if they could search the south tomorrow, and that they couldn't find any traces till now. The elder agrees that they should, until he suddenly comes to a realization while smacking his head. He tells the leader of the Tang clan that he couldn't believe he missed the point and that they were really in the right place after all. The leader asks if he has sensed something, to which the elder replied no at first, but then goes on to explain that just as the leader has said, there have been no traces or presence of any animals around them. The leader gets confused and asks what the elder meant. The elder tells him that because there have been no traces of any other animals around, he believes that the blue spot centipede is really there. He asks the leader that during the past 3 days of their search if he had found any traces on this rocky mountains. The leader replies that there have been no traces at all, and not even the droppings of other animals or any territorial markings could be found, which he finds strange. During his thinking he comes to realize something, and the elder confirms it and tells him that it just like he has thought, and asks if it make any sense for there to be no trace of a single animal in such a huge mountain range. The elder goes on to tell the leader that either the other animals had all fled or they've become food for the blue-spotted centipede. The elder puts a hand on the shoulder of the leader and tells him that the blue spot centipede is here, and then reassures him that now they can save his daughter Waun. The leader gets excited and yells finally. But all of a sudden the ground starts to shake and stones starts falling from the rocks nearby as if there was an earthquake happening. The warriors around gets confused and scared, wondering what was happening. The crack on the ground began to widen, starting from the spot of the bonfire, and all of a sudden the ground explodes, sending both stones and the warriors around flying. The leader and the elder are so shocked that their mouth were left agape, wondering what was happening. A huge thorax bursts out of the ground, and with it the creature pulls itself out of the hole in the ground. The warriors around were scared with the huge size of the creature. The elder, with a shaken voice, was able to confirm that it was the blue-spotted centipede. The creature was so huge that its size could be compared with some of the mountains around them. Our boy sighs to himself while commenting that this was a mess, and asking just how big the centipede was that they had to make such a loud noise just to catch it. He says he simply told them where they could find it and wonders if they intended to turn the mountains upside down just to look for it. He then smirks to himself while commenting that a centipede that is big enough to swallow him whole. He really intends on seeing it. With the great efforts exerted, the people of the Tang clan were finally able to slay the monster, and we see the elder holding a box containing a crystalline pebble-like ball with a blue hue. The elder comments that finally they can now save his granddaughter Waun, while him and the Tang clan warriors around burst into tears of joy. The leader walks up to him and tells him that he should take the uninjured members with him and return to Sichuan first. The elder is surprised and asks him what he's talking about, to which the leader replies that grudges are carved in blood and favors are carved in stones. He tells the elder that they've engraved their grudges in their blood and their favors they've engraved in stones. He then asks if they don't have other things to do here. The question finally juggles the memory of the elder, to which he replies that he had almost made a mistake while thinking about his granddaughter Waun. The elder then comments that it would be wise to welcome our boy as a guest while giving him what he wants. To which the leader replies that he has ordered the injured warriors to receive treatment in the village, while he'll visit our boy to know if our boy Fabre is also curious about their news. Our boy Fabre is sitting outside his door while thinking to himself about what to do, as he has become the father to a group of blue spot centipedes overnight, as all he did was clean the eggs and leave them under the lamp, and the following day they hatched and started seeing him as their father. We see our boy looking helpless while the baby blue spot centipedes are cuddling him with love. Our boy tries to get them off of him, but the little cute guys are not having it. They cling unto him by biting his clothes. Our boy then reminisces about how last night, due to his curiosity about what the leader of the Tang clan had told him of a centipede that could swallow him, He had ventured out to the lair of the blue spot centipede, and there he had found a cricket that was the size of a human's fist. Our boy throws down his torch while coughing and commenting that it was a relief as the 3 eggs of the blue spot centipede were safe. While thinking to himself that luckily he had stopped raining or he wouldn't have been able to get a single one of the eggs, and that he should hurry back to get the eggs clean. While we see the cricket that looks like a fish out of water on the ground having lost consciousness. On returning to the present, our boy says he's satisfied that although he couldn't see the live blue spot centipede, he was able to save its remaining 3 eggs. He tries to get them off of him while thinking that there's no need to provide blue spot centipede babies with any food as they won't eat until they molted twice. The leader comes to our boy's residence with a bandaged hand and calls out to our boy from outside his door. But there was no reply as our boy has gone to have his shower, as that is the only way to get the blue spot centipede babies off him. Due to repeated calls and no answers, the leader decides to go into our boy's house. The leader is surprised as he walks through the home of our boy Fabre as he spots jars of herbs and even medicines. The leader asks himself if our boy was a medical practitioner. The leader gets a moment of self-reflection as he thinks that it's too rude to enter our boy's room without permission and turns to walk away when he suddenly hears the noise of something rustling and pauses. He turns to look and is surprised to find that noise keeps coming from the jars on the table. Out of curiosity, the leader opens one of the jars and is surprised to find a cute spider who gives him the bombastic side eye. The leader, on making this discovery, decides to open the cabinet in the room and finds a yellow and white striped gecko inside. On opening the other jars and boxes, the leader finds that they each contain different poisonous animals and insects. The leader is visibly shaken and thinks to himself that this is unbelievable if our boy is raising poisonous animals and their offsprings, as even his Tang clan, who are family with poisons and poisonous creatures, have only been able to extract their poisons and that they have never been able to find a way to increase the eggs like our boy is doing. He thinks to himself that he had thought it was only by a lucky encounter that he was able to save his daughter's life. But the real encounter was on meeting our boy. Lost in his thoughts, the leader hears someone calling him, which draws him out of his thinking and finds our boy, who has just returned after having his shower. Our boy asks the leader what happened to his hand, to which the leader replies that it's not important, and that he has something important to tell our boy. The leader is cut off when he suddenly gets a bad premonition, feels a malevolent energy approaching. True to his instincts, he looks towards the gate of the academy and sees a being climbing the steps radiating a purplish aura. The being looks demonic with its hair raising due to the aura radiating from him. The leader pushes our boy and yells at him to run while the beast-like man poises to strike. The ground is destroyed due to his immense power and speed as he rushes to strike at the leader. The blow is so powerful that it knocks the leader down while the ground beneath his feet gets destroyed. The beast-like man launches a death ray at the leader that causes an explosion, and the impact leaves the leader weakened and unable to rise immediately. The leader thinks to himself that the newly arrived warrior is on par with his father and tells our boy Fabre to run. Due to the dust obstructing his view, the demonic warrior moves past the leader and grips our boy by the throat and lifts him off the ground. Our boy is left choking and coughing while the demonic warrior laughs. He then goes on to say that he heard that the bastard Tang clan members had come to Hainan, but he never thought that the son of the myriad poison divine sovereign would be injured and alone. The leader weakly gets up while coughing and replies the demonic warrior that he doesn't know who he is and calls him senior. He then asks why the demonic warrior is targeting him and our boy. The demonic man laughs and asks the leader if he couldn't tell by looking at his face and red hands. He tells him that he is the blood hand Rakshasa, Tak Wiang, and that his father was the one who made him look that way. The leader then recalls that he heard that the demonic warrior got hit in the head with the poison palm and that he fell off the cliff, but it turns out that he died and is still alive. The leader then calls out to Rakshasa, telling him that our boy has nothing to do with them and that he please should let him go and he will offer his life in return. The demonic warrior sneers and tells the leader that he has to be dreaming and that he is going to slaughter everyone who even as much as brushes past the Tang clan's helm of clothes. The leader then thinks to himself that the demon has no intention of letting our boy go while cursing him in his mind. Our boy is getting paler with almost losing consciousness while the demonic warrior laughs and tells him to die. Our boy, with as much strength he could muster, manages to plead with the demon, telling him to spare him please while his consciousness is gradually fading. At that moment we see 3 glowing pairs of eyes that move up the demon's hand. Turns out to be the baby blue spot centipedes, who run up the demon's hand and start attacking and biting him, leaving the demonic warrior confused. He roars and rage drops our boy and intending to catch the centipedes while telling our boy that even if they are centipedes, if our boy thinks they cause him any harm. His sentence is cut short as the centipedes on biting him quickly releases their poisons into his bloodstreams, which takes effect immediately and causes the demonic warrior to cough up black blood due to having been poisoned by the venom of the baby blue spot centipedes. He falls and collapses at the feet of our boy and dies. Our boy gets a fright and quickly backs off. He gets up and kicks the body of the demonic warrior while asking the Tang clan leader if the demonic warrior had been a bad person. The leader is shocked and immediately gets overjoyed, thinking that our boy isn't just a mere guest but must become a member of the Tang clan. A few days after Tak Wiang was killed, we get to see the destruction caused by the fight. We then see the leader of the Tang clan lying on a bed with our boy taking care of him. The leader thanks our boy while calling him young master. Our boy replies that instead of thanking him, the leader should tell him where his companions are so he could go check on them. Then our boy tells the leader that he can't just leave him alone and he's also unable to get a doctor, which the leader replies and tells our boy that he shouldn't worry as he would be able to recover in a few days. Our boy thinks to himself that how can he be so calm after having coughed up a lot of blood just some time ago. Our boy tells the leader not to say that as he is in a critical condition, but the leader tells him not worry, that he's fine because he is a martial artist. Our boy asks if he's a martial artist and then excitedly asks the leader if he's talking about the kind of martial artists that can fly and shoot fireballs and stuffs. The leader replies that not everyone can do that, but our boy is right as he's talking about those kind of martial artists. Our boy then thinks to himself that he really is in a new world, otherwise seeing a centipede as big as a house really doesn't make any sense. The leader tells our boy that he owes his life to him as he has done him the grace of saving his life. The leader then decides to formally introduce himself to our boy, telling him that his name is called Tang Kielsan of the Sichuan Tang clan, and our boy tells him that he's called Wei Soryong. The leader then explains our boy's name, saying the So stands for small and the Ryong meaning dragon, which is small dragon, and then tells our boy that that is a good name. The leader Tang Kielsan tells our boy So Ryong that he has a lot of questions and that if he could ask them, to which our boy replies that he could. And the leader agitatedly asks if those are poisonous centipedes on So Ryong's body, to which he answers yet that they are, and that they are the blue-spotted centipede. Tang Kielsan gets a fright and gets up asking So Ryong that he was able to tame blue spot centipedes and how and where did he tame them. Tang Kielsan also tells him that while he was waiting for him, he also saw other poisonous too, and if he was raising them also. So Ryong tells him that it's going to be a long story, and the leader replies that it's okay, that he should go ahead, and our boy So Ryong decides to start with the egg if the blue-spotted centipede. Some time elapses and our boy was finally able to tell him the story, which leaves the leader shocked and asking if he really was able to raise them from just an egg himself, and our boy replies that he roughly was able to predict when they would hatch. The leader is shocked and thinks to himself how someone is able to predict when an egg would hatch. And our boy tells him to wait while opening a drawer and bringing out some of the creatures that he has kept and showing him the ordinary striped lizard that has yellow stripes on its body but white at the tail. And the other lizard is one of the 2 breeds that he made to have larger white stripe at their tail. The leader is surprised and asks our boy incredibly if he created them with the colors on them, and our boy tells him and asks him if they weren't pretty. The leader becomes silent for a while and then asks our boy if he could be able to pair the ones with string poisonous to create an even poisonous one. Our boy chemically thinks about it for a while and then tells the leader that it could be possible only if they know the ones that already had stronger poisons. The leader gives our boy a scare by asking loudly if that was really possible and asks our boy to become part of their family, which leaves our boy surprised. The leader hurriedly tells our boy that if he joins the Tang clan, they'll generously teach him all their martial arts, and they'll let him have access to all sorts of elixirs and potions that he wants. Tang Kielsan even tops it off by saying someone like So Ryong could even capture or raise the legendary 10 great poisonous creatures of the central plane of the martial world. And if that doesn't sway our boy's heart, then he could even offer one if the 3 flowers if the central plane, which happens to be his daughter Waon. R is surprised and quickly asks the leader what he just said, which left the leader confused as he had said a lot of things. He then immediately thinks that our boy wants to know more about his daughter when he starts to brag about how his daughter is one of the 3 flowers of the Central Plains, but gets cut off as our boy who tells him to forget about the flowers and asks if the 10 great poisonous creatures of the Central Plains are amazing like the blue-spotted centipede. The leader answers as a matter of fact that they were, and tells So Ryong that though the blue spot centipede is impressive, it is lower ranked than the 10 great poisonous creatures of the Central Plains, saying from the great giant scorpion to the golden frog that shines like gold that they are all beyond what our boy could imagine. The leader smirks and tells our boy that it seems that he has been able to persuade him. 2 days later, the warriors of the Tang clan that previously left had returned, and they were shocked to find out that the bloodhand Rakshasa, Takwiyang, showed up. The leader tells them that it seems the bloodhand had been hiding and polishing his martial arts, and that he was at a level close to his father. One of the men then says that if the leader was able to defeat and killed the bloodhand Rakshasa, then that means he has gotten to the stage of the 10,000 poison realm. And the other members quickly starts to congratulate their patriarch on his achievement. The leader drops a bucket of cold water and tells them that he didn't, and that it was our boy Soryong who defeated and killed the bloodhand. This statement leaves the warriors shocked as they quickly surrounds our boy to thank him, with someone even asking him if he is an elder who has undergone rejuvenation. This leaves our boy confused as he doesn't know what the rejuvenation is. The leader calls out to boy and tells him that there seems to be a misunderstanding and asks him if he could show them. Our boy smirks as he calls the guys to come out. The warriors around are surprised as they find something to be moving under the clothes of So Ryong. Out of his robe 3 heads pop out, and they are as cute can be. The warriors are shocked and asks if the creatures are centipedes. The leader tells them that they are blue spot centipedes and that they were the ones who took care of the bloodhand Rakshasa. The warriors then crowd around our boy, with someone saying they couldn't believe that our boy could tame a blue spot centipede. And the leader tells them that that's the reason why he has decided to accept our boy as a member of their Tang clan. The leader calls to get the attention of everybody and tells them that it's time for him to stand up and that he feels that he shouldn't be late. Our boy asks if the leader still has something to look for. The leader remains silent for a while and then explains the story of the bloodhand Rakshasa. He tells our boy that the bloodhand used to practice the martial arts named the bloodhand poison claw. He tells our boy that it's a dreadful evil art from which you would need a human's blood and bone marrow to reach a certain stage. The story gives our boy a scare as he thinks to himself that what kind of crazy martial art is that. The leader then tells our boy So Ryong that they have to search to find if the bloodhand had left behind any scroll, manual or disciples, and deal with them to avoid any future troubles, and to make sure that such cruel martial arts never returns to the martial world. And that they have to help anybody that has been captured by the bloodhand Rakshasa, to which the warriors answers yes. The leader turns to our boy and asks if he would help them, as our boy would be likely familiar with the geography of the Hainan Island. Our boy remains silent for a while to think about it while a blue spot centipede cuddles him. Our boy then agrees to help the leader as soon as he's feeling better. The leader tells our boy that he has made the right choice, to which So Ryong comments that it's for saving lives, so he should help, while also thinking that he's going to use the chance to find out what kind of place the Sichuan Tang clan is.